Great. Welcome to the weightpull podcast. Everything's good with you? Yeah, you're vibing
Hey,
already.
right, already you gotta get that vibe, and I'm cool. That's why they call me cool. Everything is good today. It is because I ain't driving. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. You've been on the same spot the whole day now? Or you arrived
No,
yesterday or?
no, I arrived yesterday. I got in yesterday, so I'm here till Monday. But
Yeah.
I'm really here on two different occasions. But one didn't work out because remember I mentioned I was gonna go to a dog show, and I
Yeah.
wanted the scenery, the background to be, just the dogs. They have a better vibe than being in a box and stuff. But I would have been away from it so we can hear each other real good.
Yeah.
But that didn't turn out to be so. I'm in a place I'm always at in my dang truck.
Yeah. Every day. Yeah. Same
Yeah.
place.
So I'm trying to change it up though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're driving around all over the continent or?
Yeah. I'm all 48, the whole US.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Actually, it's not unfortunately because I don't do snow and ice. So
Oh,
when it's
yeah.
that season, I'm not up north or any location where it is, because I don't care. I won't do it. I won't
No,
do it.
it's a
Yeah.
different beast to drive in snow and ice.
Right.
Yeah.
And this company learned quick and fast when I got caught into a little baby ice snowstorm. But it was my first experience. My first experience was my last experience, and they know
Yeah.
I'm not doing it again. No more. Shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always interesting to see. We should be used to ice and snow up here, but it's the same shit show every year when it comes. Everybody, yeah, driving around with cars that don't really are suited for the ice and snow. So it takes a couple of weeks and a month with some crashes here and there, and then everything settles down. Yeah, every year the same. Yeah,
I'm telling you. So yeah, but it's the peak season, hot and dry. I can get up and
yeah,
down the roads better.
yeah. That's nice. So we went into it straight away. As typical with American guests now. The American Weight scene, they know who you are. But over here in Europe, I think a lot of people have seen your posts at least. But could you please introduce yourself? And yeah, let's start with that.
Oh well, my real name, if nobody know, is DJ. You spell it when you say it, D and a J. So I got to make that clear because everybody is it Deejay? No, it's DJ. But I'm Koo Jones. If you see me on there, I'm Mr. Live Stream. And the reason why I became Mr. Live Stream, I get to do travel to more shows, fortunately, because of my work, and I go live for everybody. So
Yeah, so we've seen your live shows. That's really good, and it's a privilege when you work as you do to go to a lot of shows.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's the benefit I get out of it being on this road. But with this, I'm in a new company, so it's more like slim because it's not like my old job where I was able. 2024, I missed a total of 3 shows I try to go to out of 12 or 13 I went to. So I missed nationals, which sucked. The one it was in I think New Jersey that year. I believe 2024. It was somewhere on the East Coast. I got stuck in Texas. They didn't find my loading time. Made me mad. So then it was like 2 other shows I try to make it to. But usually how my routes are, I always try to plan it where I can get in there or I can pass through, but I can stop there. So that made it more better for me to go to a lot of shows. But even if I wasn't on the road, I still go to every show if I can.
yeah, yeah. That's really nice. Nice with people that always show up.
Yeah, so I'm big
Yeah,
on I'm support first before
yeah,
competition. That's just my motto. Quality over quantity.
yeah. And that's really important
Yeah.
for everybody. how did you start with dogs? Did you grow up with them, or?
Well, for me, I grew up with pit bulls. I can't say American pit bull terriers because I was a kid and all I knew was pit bulls. So we always had a dog in the house and I always loved pit bulls. And then, of course, growing up, my favorite was a blue nose. And I know it's not a such thing, but I love a blue nose. That's all I knew. I didn't know more to American pit bull terriers until I became an adult. But as a kid, I like blue nose pit bulls. So we always had one. Then prior to growing up, I'm a teenager finding my way in the street, so we had to deal with dogs no more. Then when I got older, I got back into dogs when a buddy of mine uh introduced me to the store called the Pit Bull store. I know if you have seen me post and market that a lot, the Pit Bull store, which belonged to a close buddy of mine at the time before he sold it. So a close family member of mine showed me to the store. I went with him to the store. 'Cause I'm like, what's the Pit Bull store? But I want to go because of Pit Bulls. When I went in there, it's a retail store and they had a crate full of puppies, which was to me, they're all blue, but I'm like, oh, blue nose. And that's all I can think of childhood. I want a blue nose. And then when he told me the price of them, you're like, oh, I'm like, how much are they? Because I'm used to like hearing my dad them saying a puppy $50 and stuff like that. So when he told me 800, of course I cussed. Like, what the fuck, $100? I ain't spending no. I was like, what is that over there? They said, oh, it's a weight pull track. I'm like, what's a weight pull track? For us, I'm thinking for us to pull on it or work out. He said, no, it's for the dogs. I'm like, for the dogs. I'm like, I left it alone. So when I came back up there, because I was going up there to get all my supplies for my dog and stuff, and and that's the time where my buddy was showing me the bully world with the American Bully with ABKC, and I was going out there seeing the confirmation shows and all that. So I said, okay, this dog gonna do everything since I spent $800 on him. But when I happened to go back up to this pit bull store, it's a lady I know named Lisa. She was training her dog on the weight pull track. His name was Boss, and I was like, first, when I seen Boss, because he was a big dog, I like, man, that's a big ass dog. And then she was training. I'm said, dang, he's strong, pulling all that. From that day, from that day, I went up there almost every day just to sit there and watch people train their dogs. And my buddy used to thought I was crazy because I used to sit up there for like 5 to 8 hours and just sit there, wait for people to come in and train their dogs. Then I said, you know what? That's what my boy about to do. But nobody never taught me. I just got interested and never quit from there. So that's how weight pull was introduced to me when I bought my dog from that store and seen the first lady that I met train her dog, and I got hooked. And I never stopped from there. That was back in 2010, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
2010.
Yeah, so it's been a while now, 16 years in, and
Yeah, yeah.
you're still what's the name? Impressed with when you see the big dogs pull, or has the
Yeah.
knowledge shifted your impression of the sport?
No, with me, I can say what I gravitate with the sport, with the shifting, is the lack of support. So that's why I'm big in that part. I'm not, I'm impressed. I'm always impressed when dogs work. Doesn't matter if they clumsy or nothing. I just impressed when dogs on the track. But when I'm there, I'm focused on the quality of the show, where things can get better. I believe dogs get better personally with their handlers. That's whatever they choose to do. I'm looking at the overall layout because I'm always thinking with my show, how can I critique it to be better and look better and more comfortable? It's like going to a 5-star restaurant compared to a all you can eat buffet. You know,
Yeah.
you gonna come in your at least a button up or something like that, and be feeling just nice. Then hopefully the chef is a master at what he do. Then somebody just reheated food and gave it to you at a fast, but like, oh, this nasty this time. So I'm more like, what can we? It's almost like I got to give it to Thailand. I'm always big on Thailand and their presentations on their when their competitions. Uh, the environment, the the venue, the technology, just the announcement as like it's at an NBA game, like all that impressed me. Then just which I know, fortunately, people pull in certain areas like private residence and stuff, dirt and all that. But I'm more like, how can I get to the part to take it indoors? The setup just perfect, nice. And I believe
Yeah.
once you have a nice place, that'll make people come and be in the positive energy than just rugged rugged places where dirt flying around this and that, because
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the mental and what your eyesight see. Then of course there's people that handle how what they put in a dog, how they dog perform and this and that. And then other people, are their places maybe just I go work the cart. I'm not big on pool. I just do it once in a while. I'm a show dog. Like everybody, a weight puller got different positions in when it comes to weight pool. So
Yeah.
that's me right there. Like, of course, I do. I like to compete. That's one thing I'm gonna do. But if I do or I don't care. But I'm there. I'm always gonna be try to be a lending hand, regardless to help somebody unload their dog, put their dog up, work the track. You can probably see me in a lot of pictures and video working the track. I'm in
Yeah.
tons of them and stuff. So that hooking the dog up, breaking down, being the last one there. Even if I'm in my truck, hey, you need help, this and that, then we can smash off. And so that's me right there,
Yeah.
just paying attention and see what can make weight pull much better. And the number one thing I believe is support.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big part of it, and it looks a little bit different around the world. But if more people could support, then everything would be better and help out
Correct.
and everything at the shows. So what are the big things you have seen that you think should or could change to for the better when it comes to getting the sport into the big arenas, not big arenas, but at a good place, and to get the people to support it better?
Well, then to be in a good, well, we all know to be in a good place is a good venue. It's money. So
Yeah,
it's just like business with or entertainment. You want sponsors. But somebody got to believe it's a good thing to invest in, you know. But what comes with making for some people, not some people don't want to profit in investment. Some people just believe there's some that invest based on the quality of a person, like, hey, I want to do it just because. So it's going to take a wholehearted good person to attract investments. I believe good energy gonna attract good energy. So if it's in a good light, hopefully a millionaire, billionaire come through. Hey, I want to invest in this sport. Let me get one big arena where everybody comes through. Then maybe I can get Fox 10 News to come over here. We can get it on that platform and stuff. 'Cause even if they believe in, I can make an investment on it, since
yeah,
there is an investment on like AKC and Confirmation Show Dogs or other sports shows and stuff. Somebody could come in and just, hey, I want to do this, even though it's been going on for a long time. But how do you get them people to do that? It's just that,
yeah,
of course, you got to market in the to the right audience, and then there got to be positivity with it all. You can't have a negative agenda behind it, because if it get exposed, that's what it is, and people, hey, I'm good, just walk away
yeah,
from it. And that's when I believe too that it depends on what personal relationships you create. Everything got to be a good positive. You got to be on the agenda. Got to be positive. It just like and to be able to get that, not saying everybody's perfect, because we come from all walks of earth underneath one roof to do the same thing, but to get them to them heights where you don't have to go everywhere. We have a station location, indoor, outdoors, all year round. This for accommodate these people over here, and the way to do that is meeting the right people, knowing the right people, and having a genuine heart. For
Yeah.
to attract the amount of people to come. Yes, I believe some people gonna be impressed. Oh, you got an elite dog is bad, but doesn't necessarily say that people want to be involved and do the same thing because your dog can pull all the weight. But I feel like the because you don't get the full effect online than in person. But the first time somebody can walk through them doors and be impressed, I'm coming back. It's just like the
Yeah.
first time you probably walk in Chef Ramsay, Gordon Ramsay restaurant, Hell's Kitchen, before you know who he is, but the atmosphere like this is a nice place here. Oh man. And you ain't worried about the food. You just looking around like a little kid and stuff. Then the food come out. You forget that you there to eat food. Then you start feeding your palate. But they gonna remember the experience first. But
Yeah.
then, oh, the food was good. Oh, the dog pulled good, but it was a shitty ass place we was at. They could have done better.
Yeah.
So you got to start there. So hopefully them people come along and just hey, and that's the part I always look at the 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 groundwork of the sport. And
Yeah.
do I got top dogs and the best dogs and stuff, and then you got competitors that's on that part. That's for them.
Yeah.
And I give it to them because I know the people that got I, they're good dogs, and I know the people that can train them dogs to be good dogs to their liking and stuff. That, and I give it to them, and then they probably don't need that more. They just know something to do what they do and what they look for, and then they might. And I don't bash them. They might not be the people that pick up a brick, but they're important for their role and their position to complete a whole sport.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And you need those people as well.
Yes,
The competitors. Yeah. Because otherwise the sport won't drive itself forward, so to speak. Yeah.
correct.
But is there anything when it comes to, but well, let's say it like this. I'm pretty sure that if we do things the right way, the sport will be a really good spectator sport, because it's a very cool sport. But it's hard to showcase what the dogs are actually doing, and it's a lot of time between pulls and stuff like that. So and it's hard to follow along when you don't know about the sport. But do you have any thoughts about how to make it more accessible for an audience that doesn't know weight pulling that much at all?
Well, I think like this. The so far I think there's no change to do for people that don't know, because it's going to get criticized first, because you stepping out of just doing things with humans. You taking it to people that not educated with what you do with animals period.
Yeah.
Because there's other sports you had never heard of that do stuff with different animals, and like even with me, or see something like y'all could be like, "What the hell they doing with that animal?" Da da da. But it been around for a long time, but you still don't get it. But until you go there, so that's why I think like certain things like weight pull, you can't really broadcast it to the world so quick because people would understand. So I think like the small groups that we have is good for us weight pullers and people that's interested, so it can slowly give them baby steps to actually presenting it real big. So as it grows, then people will be like, I didn't know it was these amount of people doing it. So it's like it gives them less lip of criticizing to like, well, let me go understand it first before I say that's wrong. Because the same way somebody can say weight pull is wrong, I believe make your dog chase the dang frisbee is wrong. Because if you don't bring this, because put it like this, if the dog don't bring it back, you want to go walk 20 yards to go get the damn frisbee and be like, man, you lazy dog. Shit, you ran and he just run off that way. It's the same way, like it's frustrating too, which people have to overcome. Nobody just sit there and just automatic. I do comparisons like this, which at the end of the day, people do put animals, I believe, before humans. But when it's like parenting, you gotta have patience. Like my dad just said, you have to have a short memory and thick skin. So when you have a newborn up to a toddler, it's like them kids. You gotta have patience with that toddler. They gonna mess up and do everything. But the next child becomes better than better than better because it makes it much easier. But you already know to go pop the hand before they stick the little knife in the plug and shock themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, you know to go ahead and slam the cabinet before they get the bleach and drink. So with the new dog, you know, oh, they're gonna get off the track, this and that. Or when you throw the
Yeah.
frisbee, I know he's not gonna get it. So let me not throw it too far if I don't want to go walk 20 yards to go get it. So
Yeah.
it's more like now, them people that don't know, let's start off in the groups or one on one, then really go real big. But if it gets real big, then the amount of people that support, well, that's why I believe if we get more supporters, which everybody it's a bigger stage, then when those that's not educated see they can, it's like they can sit back and watch before they say something. Be like, I didn't know it was that big before I go in there, hey, that's wrong, and this and boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Then it's a five people defended it. But if they go in a group of thousands and they say something, 100 people say instead of saying, hey, get out of here, this and that. But them 100 people can say, well, we understand your concern and how you feel. You don't know it, but it doesn't cause harm. We don't overdo it. We know our dogs, and then if it's not for them, we just don't do it. Or if they don't want to pull, hey, you do what you want
Yeah.
to do. It's not a forced sport, and that's what we're going to promote. If you would like to meet with somebody in your area or just call me, we be willing to explain to you, and then that would makes them calm down and feel more like, okay, now I see, because they'll get more upset for what they don't understand. That's all.
Yeah.
So once the groups are good, and it helps those that just don't understand, interested, and to stay motivated. Then when it comes to the shows, now it's about, like I said, the environment, the so them they could feel it all. The what they understand now by what they were told. Now they get to see it in person. The interest in it because the amount of people that stay dedicated and stuff. And then now the part where they can see there is support. I won't get out here on my own, because I think that's where a lot of weight pullers fail at. Them ones that come in solo by themselves. To me, weight pullers don't come in groups. Hey, five of us, we want to get in it. It's a solo act. Some people just don't know which direction to go, who to talk to, this and that, and it's a hard job to keep them people interested in it. It's a
Yeah.
small percentage that, because it's time consuming, and I believe with time it's based on how they feel.
Yeah.
So that's the part, right, with me. Like any time of the day, and I work, I'm going to share, indulge, and then the biggest thing I do my best is pull up. I'm going to pull up to the show, and I like to do it without nobody know I'm coming, because it's like it to me. It's like showing that, dang, cool popped up without saying, hey, I'm coming, because I want you to know at the end of the day when I do pop up, I'm here to support. Then
Yeah.
saying it, because I like the action than verbal.
Yeah.
The words being spoken. So that's me. So that's the way to get, to me. I believe people would get more interested and make it much better for the audience, is that keep the groups going, because it reaches out to a lot of people, and they get more feedback from different people from their point of views and stuff of why it's a good thing than what they predict or perceive as it being a bad thing.
Yeah. And that's the typical part, in my experience, that people that don't know the sport, when they
Hmm.
see, they they kind of they feel that it's a extreme sport, but when once you have been doing it for a while and get a little bit more knowledge, you know that it's not that extreme. Um, that it's still, well, the dogs are strong and they are doing a lot of work, but it's not an extreme sport, as you said, and with the support, I think we there need to be a lot of people that talk good about the sport, as you said. And yeah, but I was thinking, have you seen or felt that it's the view of the sport has that changed during these 16 years that you've been knowing about the sport?
Well, I can say there's been moments where people gave it a bad stigma and stuff just based off of personal beefs. So that's always going to put a stain on it on there. Then that makes people on the outside. Because put it like this: the shows I started off with were, which I still believe in, I love the way it is combined with being dual sanctioned combined with confirmation shows or fun shows and stuff because it's the best marketing ever out there for weightpull to be around other people doing something but so they can see. But when people put a bad taste on it around other people that's not involved, then that opens up more people to go around chit chat behind closed doors, like, oh, you see them losers over there fighting, oh, this and that. But not saying they don't do it in the show ring, but they have a bigger platform in show ring than they do for the sport. So their words kind of gonna matter to drawing people away from it than us putting a positive spotlight on it. So I
Yeah,
always believe what brings us together to do one thing, it's your choice. You grown people, if you gonna consider whatever you do personally with another individual by befriending them and everything. You don't have to do it per se, but I believe we just respect each other under one roof, then go home and to our own business. We don't know people from the walk of life, but it's good to become friends. But once it become personal beef and stuff, I feel like you never had to do that. But once you take it there and people on the outside that been interested looking, they're going to be more drawn to the negativity than the positivity because I feel like the bad will outweigh the good because that's where people on standby for. It's like a more
yeah,
like we wait for them to mess up. We wait for them. I know they going to, and you got to watch them people that's on standby for you to slip and mess up. So, and like I said, we're all human, and then like I said, they do it in show rings too. I've been around it, but to me, it changed. Like I seen them moments change, where them rocky moments. Then I see that is coming back, but in a different way. It's not going to be the same as before because I think you'd be more careful and get back to the purpose of this sport than
yeah,
making it about the people. Like what's going on this and that. So if you're not about giving a lending hand, then oh, what gain you gonna get? Like, oh, I'm gonna gain off of this person and stuff like that, and then not just being open to all. Doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter if it even if it's an elite person to another elite person. If you can't be there for that for the sport, then you got to be careful how you take things personally with somebody, and then because they always go back to like, I don't even really know you. Then that's when the emotions come in, and y'all keep forgetting the bigger picture, the weight pull.
yeah,
So then now I see that it's different now, but it don't need to be rushed. It needs to it's slowly becoming back a positive thing, and it don't needs to be rushed. So you can be careful and just move on the positive light of it because the when some people make changes which they won't agree to it, it might be small but make a an effect on people ways of pulling. But you kind of got to let that be and then see how it turns out. Then it might be like, okay, I can get with it now. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. Then it just becomes something more dominant and make people like, hey, because it is such and such, how I move going to affect other people to be like, man, this it's still the same. Ain't doing this, ain't doing that. So I believe that it was like this in my 16-year experience, but I still feel that it can still go this way up here. It can still do there. It's just because it's like them samples of a product. you're still gonna go like this until you get it right with the ingredients and stuff. Then first, you know, it might take 10, 15 years. We've seen a big shift. Now we're averaging with anybody putting on shows that got 50 dogs average, even if it's in the backyard. And it probably like, you know what, we're not even backyards no more. We have good, like I said, indoors, outdoors, but it took us 20 years to get there. And then say the older people that's a I really won't even understand. Well, a generation older than me, which would be like my parents' age. Everybody that's I say 50 and up. Say when they retire, they become the ones that's 50, between 50 and 60. Say they get 65, 70, and they probably sit there back one day, and be like, I thought I'd never see the day that we have 5 locations in the main cities where it's a 10, 20, no, it's a 20,000 square building, restrooms with a kitchen, green artificial turf, concrete over here, this and that. You know, I thought everybody get a loan average to show $130 a piece on any given day. Nationals, $200 2 days show this and that. Broadcast on dognetwork.com, television broadcast. I thought I would never see the day. So I'm thinking that will come, but it might not just be for them people just yet. But I feel like
No.
it's going to get there because I believe it's opening up worldwide.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's a nice thing with all these live streams, and
yeah,
it's being done a little bit different all over the world, and I personally think that's one of the avenues that needs to be taken now to
yeah.
make those a little bit not professional, because that's a lot of work, but to make people get the chance to see the sport um, without being on site. The best thing, of course, is to be on site, because then you see what's actually going on. But to get people to interact with the sport before they come to the shows. What do you
Yeah.
think about that overall? To make the lives, to put a little bit more effort into the live streams, do you think that it's enough? The most live streams, they are pretty much a camera that shows the the show, and then in the comments you get to know which dogs are pulling and in what weight it is.
I
That's
well,
the typical one. Yeah,
well, I think with the live stream on my end, I don't think my live stream promotes to people to get interested. I think my live stream is just for us weight pullers because we get it
yeah,
and we'll know what we're watching. With me to get people, like, I'm glad my new buddies with the pit bull store, the two owners I know, they're not weight pullers. So how they move with weight pull is understandable because they're not weight pullers. But I'm glad now they on board to push it, but I want them to be more hands on because it makes it more better when they hands on so they understand it and then they can know what goes with it. But knowing they're the pit bull store, like I say I'm the brand ambassador of pit bull store. I went from one owner to the other. I've been there longer, so but I'm still in need to hopefully, we get a pit bull store north or Dallas or Atlanta, Georgia. So it's in the make, it's in the talks and stuff, but with them being a big high commodity for the community when it comes to the retail store with the backing and the promotion. So like are they big in the bully world and stuff for Arizona and stuff and car shows and stuff, which them two are big platforms for the sport of weight pull. So with me when like I decided to go ahead and start marketing weight pull back in Arizona, because I always felt, and I'm a stand by, I ain't saying I am. I feel like I'm the West Coast weight puller for California, Arizona. Not saying people in California don't weight pull or Arizona this and that, but the people I know don't do it. That I know from early 2010 to 16 and stuff that I know I was pulling with before I travel more around. That I'm trying to like, hey, we got to get this back going, and because the people I know, we're big dog pullers. I never pull little dogs. The reason I got
okay,
little
yeah,
dogs because when my 2 dogs passed, I said, hey, I never been to ADVA. I want to go. Let's get a dog. I got my dog from Rodney Sooks off his yard. I want to go to ADBA. Then of course I'm a weight pull because that's my thing. So that what got me going because I'm like, man, I'm done with this for a while. After my dog passed, I'm like, but I said, okay, I need a little dog for the truck. I'm not putting no more big dogs on my truck, you know. So that's when I got my boy now. But I'm just supporting. But once I get off the truck, I'm going back to what I'm familiar with and do my, do what I do. But the live stream is not going to compare to me marketing down the weight pools back at home in Arizona to get people in person. Because if they watch, they're not gonna get it than me explaining and they get time to keep coming and going because the pit bull store when we put on our weight pool shows, we have more people watching than pulling.
Yeah.
I posted some old videos and stuff. Like we had it'd be like a total of like we used to have motorcycle clubs come out with just regular people. Like we have fill up the original pit bull store, fill up the whole thing where it'd be like a good 40 to 50 spectators watching just to watch the wave pool. And then we had about, and what we used to do, we used to go, Cali come out to Arizona first, and we'd go out to Cali, which was always at Cinco. So we'd get about 5, 6 pullers from Cali, then maybe 10 local pullers from Arizona. But we always had a big crowd, no matter what, at the Pitbull store. So it's like, I want that back in person. So now while they there seeing it and stuff, they could talk to it. They could talk to it.
Yeah.
Then they seen a weight pull live where people just root like, hey, look at what you call it, pull da da da. Who where the weight at is? People, hey, so what are they doing? Oh, we can't really talk at the moment, but just hey, just hit my inbox when I get done. We'll talk later. Cause
Yeah.
right now the show is on. So they gotta wait. Then the people like, oh, man, yeah. So when it's done, excuse me, can I talk to you? So how you do this and get involved in that? Because it's one on one in the flesh,
Yeah.
and then live stream.
Yeah.
Nothing beats physical in person than live stream. So you can market more with places like that. You have like a business, like I like Bully Max.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a business first, and they market they brand crazy and they got a facility, but then they can be more hands on or they can be around their area and do groundwork. Like I always go pass out flyers when I'm on, even on the road, because there's people that got dogs on the road. I always pass out flyers with the pit bull store. More that attention gets to the pit bull store, they see there's a gym and a track there. And when they go online, they say there's weight pool associated with it. So it's like I gotta
Yeah.
use the brand to market the weight pool to get it big because I'm always thinking of strategies. How can I get people in like focus on weight pool that don't know it so they can come in person and get it, then just see it stream and be like, I don't know what that is, let me turn it off. But when they're in
Yeah.
person, when they go to the store, because they go in and like, what's the pit bull store? And they walk around and they're like, what's that back there? Oh, that's the what's this big thing? That's the weight pool track because they're in person getting more uh like an experience. So that's to me in person always gonna be live stream. But live stream for me is for the real weight pullers.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sitting here and thinking that I might change my mind. I like your argument about that because yeah, the live stream is we had a show in Sweden today and it was the live stream. It wasn't a big show, but it's still 5 hours. The live stream. It took that amount of time, and it's hard when you don't or when you're not that invested already to sit and wait for 5 hours and look at dogs. And yeah, so maybe it's more the live streams maybe are more for the already invested in the sport weight pullers and the in-person experience at like the people store is more it's the best way to attract new people to
Right.
get them to watch the shows. Yeah. So do you think there's anything to do at the shows to get the live audience to be more engaged in the sport when they don't know that much about the sport?
Right. Is there something to do to get them engaged?
Yeah, something with the show to, have a big screen that shows something, or have a announcer, or a
Oh, with
DJ,
me,
or
yeah, see, that's the part. See, you get into my style. See, like, I'm not sure. Like, I already talked to Brian Hartfield. I told him I'm
yeah,
bringing the red carpet to nationals. Give them the red carpet treatment. No, everybody don't get the red carpet treatment that you come to my show. Hollywood celebrity status. But I believe, like, see, like a show, we got the lowriders there, a DJ there. I got the red carpet out. Like, there's more I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make. I'm a welder at trade first. I'm gonna build me a 20 by 50-foot tent. We have the coolers, but I'm gonna still switch today to be a little more cooler. But I believe in that lighting, like everything is fun, hip, and stuff. Because I feel like sports are not, unless it's golf, I guess, but it's energy. It's
yeah,
what
yeah,
gets you going. Because at the end of the day, like, it's not a quiet sport. It's a physical sport. It's like you go in the gym, you don't pump your buddy up. Just, you got it, good job. Oh, let's get it. You got it. And the motivator, man, huh? Are you doing it? Bam, that's what I'm talking about, baby. But then they got the headphones. They not got headphones on. Listen to soothing
no,
Haitian music. Hi. Today we are I'm
exactly.
about to hit this 500 pounds. No, it's on there, rock music, this and that. You get pumped and amped. So I believe that, like I said, an environment, keep people in the mood and jam. Like, the the only, like, the person I gotta give props to that I know that I love bumping music and bring the music is Carla from out of Canada. So when she got the
Yeah, yeah,
music going, I'm with her. Like, man, bump that shit, man. So that's where I came from, starting off with weightpull, because it was like I started with weightpull with ABKC and APA. So the shows we did, like I said, in California has that big environment with the bully world, the low riders, the music, and that's what I'm familiar with. Then when I got with ADBA, then I traveled to other places and stuff. Where ADBA is different, yes, the confirmation, announcements, which is still I like. You ain't got to yell it and stuff. It's more, that's a different style than what I'm familiar with. But that's the part. Like, when I got in, of course, I'm gonna ask my question: can we dual sanction? Oh, they don't do it and stuff. Because I'm more thinking like, live it up some more. I want to get the old wise for grooving and stuff. Pumping, like, come on, let's do
yeah,
UPF with ADBA, weight pull, bring the music out there, and they like, oh, we don't do that. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like, I believe, like I said, with change in times where people can go maybe another 20 years, be like, oh, I would never thought it to get to this, and that. Because I believe with times it got to change, because there's always a younger crowd you got to
yeah,
cater to, and that's, I believe, the older generation responsibility to keep the sport live and taking it where you wanted to take it. Not your dog, the sport, because
yeah,
it won't be no, like, the dogs for the sport without the sport. You would just have your dog, and everybody dogs start off just being a family dog. So it's like the sport it was created to give your dog something to do. So let's not let the sport die, or you just gonna be in the backyard having a one man show. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's like, let's get now, as we getting older, let's target a young generation and what they're hip to, because we gotta
yeah.
speak their language. To our language gonna be like foreign to them, huh? Do what? 60 seconds and 20 with the dog? Man, I ain't got time for that. When that new GTA dropping, I need to get on that PlayStation and stuff, this and that. My dog, or, which is, to me, the biggest platform of dogs, is the bully world. That's where everybody at, all the young people, my generation at. I'm trying to target them. So I've been
Yeah.
talking to people to get where I can, hopefully they allow me to collab and do my thing. Like, put it like this. I'm not familiar, if you I'm not sure if you're familiar with Rumble in the Jungle, if you ever heard of that.
The yeah, the expression, the boxing match
No,
no,
not boxing, the
no,
bully show, the bully.
no,
Um,
no, yeah, I've seen that, the name, but no, I'm not
okay,
familiar more than that. No.
I like my goal is like I said, I'm always trying to about quality, getting big in marketing, weight pool. I put it in. It's a guy named Drew Williams. Give him a shout out. He hosts the biggest bully show to me in the world. 40 plus thousand people in attendance, 260 to 200 booths, always sold out. Just a big show. Give out up to like $8,000 to the children and stuff like just a phenomenal show. People, even the guy that won the AKC show with the Frenchie a couple of years ago, he went to that show. It came there and stuff after he won. So like it's like I like his program and how he's taking it the levels he is. And I put it in his ears, brought it to him. I just said hopefully one day, even if somebody else can do it, I told him, man, can I do a weight pull show there? Because it's a big stage.
Yeah,
I want, and if I can do it around that people, but it still helps his show out first because I got to think of his show first because he don't do that. But if it allows room for it, I would love it because guess what it does? Target other stages of people that we're not targeting and bring them over here to get because like say I'm gonna just because he do big numbers. I'm gonna just say 20,000 people. If I can get 10% out of that 20,000 people interested, and then 10, so 20,000 is 2,000 people, and I'm gonna say 1% out of that 2,000. If I get that 1% that sticks to it, I did my job with on that. So, but it's about patience, the getting people to invest in it. But how you do that is having a good agenda and a good spirit to like, hey, can you check this and that, boom, 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 and then like the UPF, we dual sanction with other people where it gives that open door to allow me to go do it with them over there to bring in people to do this to make the platform bigger.
yeah,
So that's what I like about what June William been doing. So I can go ask, can I come do this over here if you allow me to? And if I do that, guess what that does when people see if I did that, dang, Koo did something phenomenal in this on this level. That's a good idea. Thanks to him, guess what it does to all other people? He's gonna make our sport even bigger and stuff to make people still want to compete. That's been compete for because yes, we compete against the same people and stuff, but yes, we like newcomers coming in that's gonna whoop your ass and excuse my language and all that to make you let me go back to the drawing board. But if we
yeah,
if we just a small circle, we're not doing that. They're just passing dogs around. Like it's your turn to win. That them days back then where it was APA, which I don't like things falling apart. Then it did the UPF, but when the big dogs were coming out, but now it's all about the little dogs, which been it's a hard thing to pull with because been everything's like split seconds and stuff with these dogs. Meaning these little
yeah,
strong little dogs, but then you got maybe five big dogs from 80 pounds and up, just pulling, and it's like they're just hanging by themselves. So that's the change that was made from the beginning that I got in
yeah,
that now is just 70 pound and under instead of 70 pound
yeah,
and up. That part fade away. And I want that part to come back because that's a fulfillment that needs to be filled back in to make weight pull good. Because once you start fading away in certain areas, like say you go to show, nobody want to work the cart. That's a big thing, a big deal. Like that somebody got to go jump and do it. Like them people that work the cart, it's important.
yeah,
Then okay, damn, we don't got no big dogs. The biggest dog is 65 pounds. Dang, we used to have unlimited dogs. Now it's like
yeah,
it's starting to die. I don't, or it's just like any little thing that can be. It's like so. It's like, hey, what can we do to fill in that part? To keep it going, so that in person to me to make back to what you're saying to get the audience interested. To me, little things like I see people do food, the layout, the announcement, DJ, free little gifts or something like that. Everybody love free stuff, little goodie bags.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the raffles. When I got to ADBA and start seeing the raffles, oh, the first time I seen it was in Northern Cal at the show up there. Shout out to Alex and James. I hope I didn't get hit if I didn't get his name wrong and stuff. But when I went up there the first time with my boy Tails, confirmation because I couldn't do weight pull, which that itches it makes me drive me crazy when I can't weight pull. But I did the showing, and then I waited around. I hear raffle. I'm like, I didn't get in it, but I'm like, raffles? And then when I'm seeing the ladies and stuff, like really the ladies, like the two I knew that was just winning a lot of no, the three ladies that was winning a lot of stuff was Dina Wise, Carla, and I think it's Michelle. Them three were winning, and I'm like, and all the stuff they was getting, I said, man, I need to get in the. So every time
Yeah.
I see it, I go get it. So I think that's a good part right there that helps keep clubs going and to keep fun and stuff, Then of course breaking bread, the food part.
Yeah.
That's to me is important to get the audience interested in the wave pool.
Yeah. To get them to see the good community, because it feels like wherever you are in the world, the weightpull community is, with, of course, there's always exceptions, but it feels like the community overall is really, really welcoming.
Yeah. It should be. That's what I said. It should be welcoming. What you do outside of that is your business. It's your business. And your
Yeah, for
business
sure.
shouldn't affect the weight pool.
No.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
We all grown men and women. Simple as that. If it's personal, keep
exactly.
it over there. That's the thing about with the internet. That's why I don't like the internet. There's pros and cons to it with the social media. Just the
Yeah.
internet. People forget about the wide World Wide Web, www. But it's pros and cons. The pros is yes, it can reach a bigger audience around the world and stuff. The con is that people run to it with their just basically just saying anything. And that's the part right there and stuff. So and that's because people went outside of wave pool and took things personal. But that was your choice. But the wave
Yeah.
pool, what got you started in a positive because it was welcome open arms, which but some people could believe like, man, nobody came help me this and that, which I know that feeling because nobody I ain't saying I came with welcome open arms from people. The sports open welcome arms, because it's for any and everybody. I came in there, became a lending hand, seeing people, hey, you need to help me with your dog, put your dog on when we walk the dog, or when we pull this for you, how I do this, where do I stop? I went in and got involved physically. That's me. I don't too care too much care to be like, hey, let's be best friend. I'm more like I'm gonna give you respect so I can know what I can get out of the sport. I wasn't looking for a teacher or nothing like that. I was just more like, let me introduce myself in a way through physical action of what I am than running my mouth because I want that expression like, oh, he's gonna be a fit to when it comes to the sport. We got somebody that, hey, the sport personally, put it like this: you don't want to get to know me personally, because like if it really comes to it, I'm gonna check a lot of stuff. If it don't feel right, like I don't care. Like, and that's why I just stay quiet. I just go and then I just do what I do. If people want to add me on my personal page, go ahead. This is for me. I don't care for you, but stay in my group. That's for weight pool or
Yeah.
dogs. Period. When I'm at the show, hey, whatever, do my thing. I'm still. You need a hand? When we get you, you good? I got this. You ain't got to ask me. Get out the way. I got the cart. I'm gonna take over that. Let's stack, boom, boom, boom. These breakdown. You need that? Okay, we good. I'm gone. See y'all later. You know what I'm saying? So people got to be careful too, because, like I said, it's pros and cons. And then if the welcome orange part goes outside the way pool, then they get on the internet and start da 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 da,
Yeah.
then it makes people feel like I don't want to go over there and do that because that's not welcoming or feel good with if this involves them saying that, and which is the bad thing. but then sometimes some people can oversee it. But I still like the general of it, that it is with welcome arms, open welcome arms, a positive thing, because it's all
Yeah.
about the sport first. So anybody can come, anybody can get help. I like it. It's all well, the certain clubs I've been pulling. I like that it's open to all breeds. Which is to me is a good thing because everybody likes certain other dogs, and if you limit that, then that's like blocking a potential supporter. You know,
Yeah.
if they're a weight puller,
Yeah. Yeah. And it feels like the sport is way too small to like discriminate different breeds. It should be open for everybody. Then, of course, there are some breeds that are more inclined to be good at it.
yeah,
But as we can see over here, the dog that has the record percentage wise here in Scandinavia, that's a miniature pinscher. So yeah, well, it's a small dog. It's
uh-huh.
under 10 pounds, but it's still it can pull like hell. Anyway, so it shows that you don't need to have a certain breed to be good at this or enjoy it. Anyways, so yeah. So, but and I think you can see that the community overall is good, especially when you've been doing it for a while, or you get stuck with your truck or something in the mud or something like that. Then everybody helps out and gives you a
And,
hard
no,
time.
look, you
Yeah,
think they help out? They help with this and shit. God dang it, but I know I have some help, and especially like Erica, like we only met through like social media. The record got stuck to come pull me out,
oh,
and then
yeah,
like
yeah, 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 I heard that. Yeah.
when I was telling him like, hold on, no problem, go right there. He like, oh no, I got it. He bagged in, and he got stuck, and we digging him out. And not only that, he bagged in and chipped a piece off my trailer. I said, man, you motherfucker. Like, hey, you ain't charged me. You can give me a discount. But but the help is Ron and Leanne let me be stuck there with no
Yeah,
problem. You go ahead and do what you got to do to get out. We go to sleep.
yeah,
So, hey, I left a mark on their show because I always said I'm going to come out to their show one day because the last time I was going to go out there, when I was down there, I woke up. I didn't have my miles. I said I can't make it. I need my miles. My paycheck gonna be short, so I gotta go. So, but I said I'm gonna
yeah,
still make it out there one day. But it cost me to go out there, even though I called around last minute. But my job charged me to go down there. Sorry ass, but I still went. Oh, just because
yeah,
I like to, best as I can support it. I mean, like I said, I almost been to almost everybody's show that I can when it comes to being on this truck, and I try my best if I can. But like I tell people, I'm working to get there and stuff. It's my personal car. I can make it more than what I want to, but I've done my fair shots to try to make it and try. And there's some that I on my way to making couldn't because it didn't work out right, or like it cost me to go there and stuff, but at the same time, it's like
yeah,
I gotta think of my finances at the same time. But I could say 95% at a time, any show I was going to, I got to go to.
yeah. That's good. Well, when it comes to your own pulling, we have talked a lot about other stuff now.
Hmm.
So when you started in 2010, you had a bully,
Yeah, he mixed, but no,
a mixed, yeah.
he was now that I'm learning and with 80 with 80 VA. He's still under American Pit Bull Terrier, but now since the
Okay,
what's it was in his bloodline on the top, he could be considered as American Bully too. Uh, because the
okay,
bottom had all the American Pit Bull Terrier stock and stuff, and the top had the big XL working blue dog American Bully stuff. So I started
okay,
off. That's what I started off with him, and I had another dog behind him, maybe 6 months, which was Old Family Red with Camelot on top. No, Old Family Red stuff on top of Camelot at the bottom. So he was 55 pounds. So I had them too. So that's where on my personal page, Koo Hoggin Jones, or even on my group page, Koo Hoggin. Koo is my blue dog. Hoggin, Boss Hoggin is my red
Oh,
dog. So if you see the dogs pulling like this on the opposite on my page, Boss Hoggin is the red dog. Koo is the blue dog. So those two dogs
oh,
I started off with in 2010.
yeah. And when it came to how you trained with those dogs back then, and how you train today, is there a difference, or is
Oh yeah,
this the
yeah, yeah.
same?
Yeah, it's a big difference. When I started off, shoot, I was putting rocks in the basket with chains on to make my dog pulling in the field. I was behind cars yelling at my dogs to see if they gonna pull on the track at shows, and clapping like, and which is okay. Even if people didn't tell me, hey, you da da da, that's all right. Because at the end of the day, I picked up on my own. Then to hey, let my puppies have fun, let them do what they do, and then like my boy now. I don't call it bad habit. He just changed the way he pulled different from how he started. Yeah, it might have been at a certain show when I caught on and it never bounced back. So hey, I'm gonna let him do what he do. I'm on the road. I ain't correcting nothing. We just gonna train, go to show, jump up all you want, sniff the carpet all you want. I don't care. If you pull, you pull, you don't, you don't. I know ways to try to make him stop when he like, cause once he get on that track, he gonna sniff. He learn. I guess that's what I always say. It's time for mating season. So he sniffed the
Yeah.
carpet. Then when I get his focus, he gonna jump. Yes, I know where it started at and stuff, but I'm on the road. I'm running 10 to 14 hour day. There's sometimes I've done 24 hours and stuff. It's based on how the clock run. I ain't got time to go train my dog, stop on the track, whatever and stuff. But the dogs I pull with that I won UPS Nationals, yeah, placed there with my other two dogs in 18 and 19. Like with them, it I had more time to put the training in and see. Well, actually, for my male, my female, I gave her a month of training, but she came in 30, did good. My boy, he was on the truck with me, so the keeping his head low, uh, dragging him heavy and short distance. And when I got to the track, the repetitions were short but more heavy and keeping them focused. And then my female, I just let her freestyle, do whatever she was gonna do at national, she was gonna do. And because I only took one dog on the road with me, and
Yeah.
then really saying, hey, run my big dog for miles and light and cardio, this and that. I just felt since my boy and my girl was big, they can do more with more weight. But instead of burning them out, let me build their strength and short and just keep stacking weight on them and see where they go. And of course, help them. Then my little male, since we ride all day, he gets to sleep like a trucker. I'm gonna put a little weight on there, but we gonna go long distance because I don't want all that. I did get him big though for Rondim's show. He was fat, so he was hitting a wall. I think 'cause they got a black wall, but he was hitting it like he was fat. I'm like, man, you can't get up the wall. He just started running it. So I said, I did put a lot of fat weight on him. I said, but we gonna do 200 yards. Just keep his cardio going because he fast. My boy good with speed. He love that meal. He's fast. So since he just
Yeah.
got a lot of agility with cardio, so I'm gonna just run. If I go drag him, I'm gonna just light chains and we just gonna go 200 yard back and stuff and let him keep his wingspan going. But if when I get my big dogs, I'm not like so basically I'm not doing all the goofy stuff and run it off and get I'm gonna stand off, come. If you do, you do, you don't. And then I just work on the next dog. But I'm gonna still let my dogs go pull and have fun. I'm just like, nah, you ain't gonna be the weight puller. No, you put a harness on, you are the weight puller. Weight pull dog. Simple as that. I'm not like this one didn't work out, you can have it. Nah, if I pay for them, that's I really pay. Or if y'all got them, you're pulling. No matter what, your style is your style. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I can say I
Yeah.
never made it to the top and know I don't know what it feel like. I had. Yes, I want to get there, but my time is too busy really to put the real training in to get them there. I can just do what I got, but I know each time I get a dog now is better than what I learned before. to know my dog, how they look and what they form. If I can catch something early and change it and stuff, and know the difference from a small dog to a big dog and stuff like yes, big dogs have more advantage and stuff, but I feel they more lazier till they reach maturity than the small dogs like the American Pit Bull Terriers or just small dog period where they click on easier. Then I like small dogs, they got more nails to grip than the big dog, but big dogs are heavy on their feet. So they can just be planted and just using nails. But if you got a big dog with nails and real good, oh, you got a double advantage to me, you know. And then
Yeah.
and then so all the little things how I trained from the beginning, of course I paid attention how dogs perform, but I never got to really see how people train their dogs because I did it by
Okay.
myself. I just knew that
Yeah.
eventually that dog got to pull this down here for that. What it's gonna take. I I never baited my dogs to pull, but I just know I got to take my time because I
Yeah.
rushed it with my other dogs. Put more weight on it. That ain't enough, and that ain't enough. And knowing I didn't, I'm just because I'm so excited. I want to pull the most weight, get that. I know I can. And then I was that person. My
Yeah.
dog get first place and stuff until I get to nationals. Because like I said, all I really at the beginning was California back, and I know what dogs are strong. And then I'm like, oh, that dog ain't in my class and stuff. I'm gonna get that. And like, yeah, my little first place at ABKC Nationals pulling had me hyped and stuff and who I be until I went to APA Nationals and my dogs was shit, but they my dogs. I mean, compared to other dogs, I'm like, God damn it, that dog's strong. But I'm like, but it made me think in my head, man, so what am I doing wrong now? You know, but I was that single person where nobody it was just okay. Hey, let me give you pointers and stuff. And probably I'll and it still as being a man prideful to be like, hey, can you teach me or this and that? But then at the same time, there wasn't really nobody in Arizona to go say TV. All the people I know that was badass was in California. So it's like, man, I ain't
Yeah.
about to go reach over there in my backyard where people here. So it's just like over the time. So the next dogs that I got, my bagger stuff, uh, I put the better work in. And then the dogs that didn't get to make it because of personal stuff, when I trained them, they be coming good. They coming good. And stuff always happened in the other, like other dogs got, oh, it's in them. They got it. I want to take them, but then yeah, fortunately they passed away and stuff. Then I'm on the road, and then like my last two that I was gonna keep going, just place them in other people's hands to look out for me. They end up passing and stuff, and then you like, it's upsetting. And it's like, but my
Yeah.
circumstances is like I went from this house to this situation, and then it's like I gotta pay people to take care of them. So it's not like it's personal stuff happened, and it's like okay, what I learned with the ones that did good, just do my best doing something next, and don't give up because that was my breaking point. It was like I'm done, but then it's like when I got him, all right. He started off real good. First show that it man just hit out of there. This is real good. Like, oh, then another show changed up stuff for what he was doing, but it could have made me move like how I did at the beginning and like, no, I'm throwing all this way. Come on, get over this and that. I just say, you know what? Work with how he's doing it and just go from there. If it plays out and corrects itself, then that's okay. If it don't, then we just gonna allow that and just support. Then when we have a new dog, we just know what we gotta pay attention on and stuff, instead of just
Yeah.
really, well, that's impressive and it's not. I'm just letting him do what he do. I'm not gonna look silly with it. If he don't, then hey, just push whatever. But if he wanna try and stuff and keep going, I'm gonna let him do what he can do just a little bit more. Then I'm hey, yeah, help him out, because that's maybe the only time I can really work with it when I can't really do some training. So like when like tails jump and stuff like that, instead of be like, you got it, boy, keep going and going. That's his thing. He's gonna stop eventually. But if he get to digging and stuff, let him do it for a little bit, then give him help if you don't move it because that's his self correction and stuff. I'm not gonna go make him somewhere jump and dig. That's what you better do. No, he like to jump, he gonna jump. So now he's jumping joy to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not gonna be cheering on like, hey, and look rowdy, go hide behind a trash can. Come on, you see me, boy? Because I love me doing at the beginning. You know, when you all
Yeah.
over, jumping one side, jumping on the other side, tell me, you got it, boy, this and that. Then unhook, walk away, work, run. Now you're
Yeah.
more disciplined. You know, now it's more like, hey, they do. So it's a big difference from my beginning to now and being more patient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things when it comes to training. When it comes, especially in weight pulling, to be patient, and that's always the hardest part for the beginners,
right.
to be
Yeah.
patient. Yeah,
That's
because
that's
they don't know what patience is in the beginning.
and I was one of those. My dog can pull a tire and something. He's strong. He pulled me real strong, and that we all do that and stuff, and then we just
Yeah,
don't. And that's the part like them right there. Those the ones you gotta keep them encouraged because those the ones that they egos is no. You know what? I ain't gonna call it ego. Those the ones that's proud, not proud, not proudful. No, those ones that's proud, not prideful. Those ones that's proud into what they dogs can do with them, and then when they get broken because they get to step in this road and see that, dang, I thought my dog could do it, but that's when they get discouraged because they pride got broken to what they familiar with. Those when you catch like, no, you still did a good job, but I want to make sure this is how you do this. So meaning,
yeah,
well, the good thing if your dog pulls strong, he did that's a plus. You work with that. But you teach him to keep that same pull and strength, but do it in this with this harness on. So he already got
yeah,
the forward momentum and strength, but teach him how to do it in the harness. Oh, okay, okay. Because usually they'll be like, man, he pulled a tire, or he, man, when we walk, he dig low and stuff. And they put a harness, dog won't go nowhere. And they be like, come on, boy,
no,
or come on, girl. And time, and they tell you, oh, man. And they be like, okay, it's good. That's okay. That's okay. And those the time where you go catch them people and put them underneath your wing and teach them because they just gonna run off and never come back to it.
yeah, yeah. Brian Hosfeld said when I asked him, yeah, it's almost a year ago when I interviewed him, but there aren't many people that stay in the sport because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a good weight pulling dog. Whatever blood you're working with, it's still it needs a lot of work. Is that the same experience that you have? That people end or they stop pulling because it's hard
I
and it takes a lot of
well,
time.
it's hard, but I think it's just time because you got to be dedicated. You got
Yeah,
to make the time for it. And look, I make time for it off my truck, no matter what it is. Like I'm gonna do it. If I want to go, I'm going. I don't. And the thing about it, I'm not the person. I ain't got the funds for it. I know I'm going to the show. I'm gonna get the funds for it. That's just me right there. I'm not. It's the weight pool. I'm not like I'm going to compete. Like I said, I'm not going there like to say I'm about to go give me a trophy. No, I'm going to the weight pool because there's a weight pool. I love going to weight pools. And yes, competing second. I like going to weight pools. So I'm going to go
yeah,
with my mind on it. I might be 2 states away, but 4 states away from home. But I made it 2 states, 4 states closer but I just couldn't get there. But that was my plan. So when I'm not going, I was like, God damn, I'm gonna go. So it's the timing, I believe. But that's the hard part, making time for it because it's how your life set up. And then sometimes you
yeah,
can have a hectic lifestyle, but people still motivate to do it. My life, I'm always on the go out here. I don't do home time back at home. I do home time at shows much as I can. And when I'm at home, I handle my business and I'm back on the road. I'm gone 3, 4 weeks at a time. There's no reason for me to be at home unless it's something personal. Even if I'm at home, all I do is talk about what show we going to, where's it at? Let's go. I ain't got the funds.
yeah,
Well, God damn it, make the funds and get it or something. Well, I understand, but like I said, up to other people what they can do and won't do or what they choose to do, you know. So and
Yeah.
then the time is the number one factor to all of this, you know, what we do if you have time.
Yeah.
Because I believe once I hit the lottery, I'm gonna help people have time. Hey, who wanna come on, man? Out here with some gas, this and that. I'm gonna have me a traveling uh semi truck trailer person. I'm traveling to everybody's show
Yeah.
and stuff and fronting a lot of stuff because I'm that I always say I'm gonna make when I hit the lottery, I'm gonna make wait for a party that where that's how I retire. I'm going to all the shows.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Let's hope you win the lottery soon.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're. I didn't. Oh, I'm losing the words. Well, at least it shows that you're dedicated and you love the sport. I didn't have any other idea when I first saw you online a couple years ago, but it shows really during this conversation that you really invested and loved the sport, and that's really nice to hear.
You know what? Because you know people don't get to that part. People just be like, "What up, cool? Hey, this and that," and just go on what they do. Cause like if they ask, they'll know. But when people talk to me, this how much I talk about weight pool, know what's up. Like I pay attention. This how I feel about it. These are my ideas. These are my aspirations. What I want with it and stuff. Like I said, I do my best not to get personal. I don't care for personal. You know, and if I do, I just be understanding or reasonable. But when it comes to weight pool. I got dreams. Like I said, I want to start traveling to other countries to pull. That's how big I'm going. What I want to do too. Then not only that, I wish I'm still working and that if I got to use the lottery, let something come or a investor come. I want to use funds to make it where it's on a higher stage than where we been at and stuff. You know, that's what I see for. I'm not too concerned of having a weight pull line or the best dogs. No, I want to be the part that did the behind the scene works to make it big. That's what like with my shows. I always plan my shows a year before what I can do tomorrow. Like I started this new thing with my show. Each dog that win the division at UPF, I put them on my trophy for the division awards. So their dogs go on
Oh,
the division on my division awards. But that's course to get them own folks, that's what I'm gonna say, but them owners to come out and compete for their dog on a trophy. But it's still a way of market strategy, make them think about it. Even if it's not about an avoid, it's out there. Once it get put out there and I tag them in, yeah, you see your dog on it. That's all I need you to know to do. But it's still an idea of new being creative thinking, and me being a provisionary. Like that's thinking out the box or something different, but it's still just moving different but slow. But it's just giving people a little wow moment. Oh, good idea, it's not that it be shareable. But when they get shared and stuff, it bring trying to brighten up the sport. Like that's just me in a way. Like what else can I do? What can I add? What can I? Cause I'm focused on the show. I'm not focused on what I can add to my dog, do my dog. I'm not there yet. I'm just do my training, go. I'm like what can I do to critique this, make it better for next year, or add this, and to get people more drawn into it, and this and that. Hmm. That's me when I'm thinking. And I guess what
yeah,
I do it while I'm driving, which I shouldn't be. When I
yeah,
create my trophy, I do it when I'm driving. One leg on the steer, this and
yeah,
that. Everything you see me post, 95% is when I'm driving. I don't care if I make a custom video of myself, this and that. I do it when I'm driving. So when I make other stuff for people or sharing this stuff, I do it when I'm driving. I don't know why, but I do it. But I come up with the stuff. I need to get it down, this and that, or showing it.
yeah,
I don't like I said, I'm about quality, how I put it out there and stuff. If I motivated other people and stuff, I take it. Use it, share it, I
yeah,
don't own it. It's for all of us to get this to a better on a like I said, on a better level. I don't want it down here. The underdog graveyard backyard boogie. I want it the spotlight, the big main stage if it can get there. That's me. So that I did that was my idea. So like this year, whoever wins that national, the division, I'm putting them on a trophy. You know, they dog on a trophy.
that
You know.
That's a really good idea. I like that a
Oh,
lot.
let me.
And it's
Well, not to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, and you can see you mentioned Bullamax, earlier in this conversation, and you can see they have a fantastic
Oh,
facility, and all the short videos they put out there, it's extremely good for the sport, I think. But and you can see there with some dedication and in that case some funds, but also creativity.
yeah,
Yeah, that can really showcase the sport, and yeah, it feels like you have the same idea.
correct. Because you don't need
Yeah,
a live video to say everything what weight pull is. It stays a lot in these short clips.
yeah,
It's like almost like how some people tell you, give me 3 hours of a show in 10 minute a 10-minute clip.
yeah,
How do you do that? But that's when you go on your creative thinking and stuff like that. I'm not no computer
yeah,
whiz. I don't even like computers. But if I can make somebody else put out my visual and stuff, I do it. But I just do what I do on there. Because what I don't like mess with, I still do it on it.
yeah,
Like when I was going to school for architectural with CAD, the part I had to do in a class is be on a computer learning the CAD. But I was irritated in that class because I don't like computers. Sitting there doing all that. I want to draw it on paper. I'm like, can I do paper? No, you gotta do it on here. I'm like, these are the days. I'm like, oh. But what I don't like to do it on there, I gotta do it on. I end up doing it. So when I'm making stuff or trying to promote, I don't got the best stuff, but I still my best make it look good on something I don't like doing. Oh, but it's like I like that Booty Mac can say a lot, do a lot in a short clip to express the sport side of it, and they're a bigger platform, to reach
yeah,
out to because they got their business first and they have customers, and then they got a big following, so that helps with the sport, and that's why, like even with the Pitbull store, they got a big following, and they're one of the local uh community stores for pets, which that helps with weight pull. And the biggest thing like they're doing, it's gonna take time, but what they put out there, even if it's a repeat, they draw them in. Even if they can get one person involved a month, that's still something coming and coming. And then the groundwork, like what Brian do, goes out to the shows and stuff, and that helps with him help grow the sports, not just weight pool, just sports period, and it helps their brand. So why not utilize that if you promoting something that dogs need?
yeah,
Why not get involved with the audience over here in like on a different stage and stuff? So that's me like with the bully world, with the bully world, not the ABKC in general, but the bully world, like the fun show people and stuff. Why not go over there and try to? That's why I share their stuff too, because I'm part of that community too. But get them people to follow me back, and but everybody know what I do. So eventually hey, I'm gonna come out cool and support. Even if they come out and be a spectator, like before they see it, then they might have room for a medium or small sized dog, then a whole bunch of Frenchies or pockets and stuff. They might replace two of them with one 55-pound dog and give it a shot. Then having six whatever dogs they prefer, two small ones in the house cages and stuff like that, because the small dogs is more easy to clean up in a bully world than getting a big game dog you got to let out in the backyard if he hard headed don't know or chew up stuff. Then a little small 10-inch or 12-inch little dogs, couple of them you can against one wall. So and then they might be in an apartment where the small dogs might take up it might be the average of two small dogs, and they got six of them.
yeah,
So you got to look at that. So if I can get them to come over here, then it's a win.
yeah, yeah. I think it feels like you're thinking in the right way, and you just need a little bit more time to get everything
Yeah. Mhm.
exactly the way you want it to be. But I really like the idea to go to the already big shows, like
Yeah.
the big um, bully show, and showcase the sport there. I think that's a really good way to do it, because a lot of people have seen the sport online, but when you see it in person, it's a big difference, and you can, especially when you see the big dogs, you can kind of feel and hear stuff happening with the cart and the track, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's something different. Yeah,
Ain't nothing like with bricks stacked way up this high, and here come the big boy over there.
yeah,
Boom,
yeah,
and then even when them little dogs getting it grip.
yeah. Yeah, it truly is, and it's something special when you hear. You kind of hear the tension in the cord from between the cart and the harness. That piece of rope or whatever you use. When you hear the tension in that part, it does something with me at least. Yeah, I really like that sound, and it's very special. Awesome. We've been doing this almost an hour and a half now, and it's been very,
Okay.
very interesting. It didn't take the route that I thought, but this was really, really good.
Yes, sir.
So, is there anything you want to say to the European audience, or especially the Scandinavian audience, because that's where I'm from? Before we end the conversation this time.
Well, I'm not super familiar, but I don't want to say who is who, but I just say I paid attention to people on the other side of the ocean. I'm gonna say that. I can say they do an amazing job, and then I like that there's a lot of uh dogs that went over that came from here from good people, and them dogs became amazing. But I hope them dogs can motivate y'all over there, and that can help still create more pullers and stuff because they got to touch down over there and stuff with the certain bloodline or breed or who they came from well good people that competes and just breed amazing dogs. So I just say I hope that it grows too because I'm a firm believer that there that it's going to be growth in this with the right people with the right mindset. So even if it can be small, it still can get bigger and it's going to get bigger because they're on the right track with connecting with the right people that's with the right mindset and the right goals. So I can say like I said, the one people I have seen pull through, like I said, why it's a good thing with the apps and the groups. We're recording going live. You get to support those and root for those that's doing it and keep them motivated because there's people you may know that's starting new and don't know which route to go. And even with their dogs they got, it's still a great thing. You're still a weight puller, still a weight pull dog, and it's an open breed policy when it comes to UPF and even with other sports whatever it might be, I just hope it grows. So I can say with everybody there that continue to do what they're doing, and I just hope more people come and be a lending hand and support to whoever out there on that side pulling.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
yeah. Continue.
no, I'm gonna say, and I'm doing my best to get over there myself to bring some flavor.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. It was, yeah. I met Brian, Melinda, and Emmanuel when they went to Italy, and that was a really good treat. And I'm hoping that I can come over to UPF Nationals also. I'm having my
What does it
fourth
take?
kid. Yeah, well, I'm getting my fourth kid now in a couple of weeks, and it's yeah, yeah. So my baby mama, she's gonna decide if I can go
Wait,
this
oh,
fall, or maybe I will need to wait another year. But yeah,
I gotta ask you, what's your age? How old is you? Talk about baby
I'm
mama.
turning
Y'all do
40. I'm turning 47 now this year.
you still over there breathing,
Yeah,
man?
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, ain't mad at you. Yeah, you stay home with your baby mama. But now,
yeah.
if you can come, it'd be nice.
Yeah, yeah. That's yeah. That's my at least my dream at the moment is to come over
Okay.
and join for nationals. That would be amazing.
Yes, sir. Well,
Yeah,
I know one thing. Like if they start a GoFundMe or something, and I send and put in to get you up over. I don't know what it takes. That's what I'm barely trying to learn. So when my time
Yeah.
comes, so if it comes and they say, hey, da da da, I'm for it to pitch in or something, you know. So if it makes it happen, I know you
Yeah,
got a
that's
big
awesome.
responsibility out
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
you know, with the child.
Yeah, it is. So, but it would be amazing. Especially, I know that the Italian couple that have a dog from Emmanuel, they will come this year,
All right.
Valentina and Simo. So that would be amazing to go with them as well. So, but yeah, I'm hoping for the best.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So I've been enjoying this very much, and I want to thank you for being a good sport and being a part of the weightpull podcast. Awesome.
Man, no problem, man. You're welcome. Appreciate it too. Man, as long as you know we groove in, having a good time, we have fun and stuff. You know, remember Koo Jones, I'm always cool. Always.
Always.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
awesome. Yeah. So thank you very much.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah, with that, I have to say goodbye.
Okay, yes, sir. Until next time.
Till next time. Bye bye. If you enjoy what we are doing here on the podcast and want to help keep it going, there's a few simple ways you can support us. First of all, make sure you follow the channel wherever you watch or listen. On YouTube, subscribe and turn on notifications. And on Spotify, follow the podcast so you never miss an upcoming episode. It helps more than you think because it allows more people to discover the show and helps the podcast to continue to grow. If you would like to take your support one step further, you can also become a supporter through Patreon. By doing so, you help fund the podcast development, future projects, and all the work that happens behind the scenes. Every contribution, big or small, truly makes a difference. Running a podcast is about more than recording conversation. It involves planning, research, editing, technical work, and a significant amount of time. With your support, we can continue creating content that engages, inspires, and shines a light on the sport and the people around it. So if you appreciate the podcast and want to be a part of the journey ahead, follow, share, and support us on Patreon. Thank you for listening, watching, and being a part of building this together with us.